Hello, hello, hello. This is Carla Michelle. I'm so glad that you've taken the time to tune in to the Strong Network podcast. It's so happy to have you here again with me. I have done the intro for the Free Woman, How to Live Free Every Day, the book that it is out for your purchase on Amazon.com. On Amazon. I will also put the link straight to it in the show notes. I also have it in a bookstore here. I will put the address for that as well, and they do have it on their shelves. So I know I went over chapters 1 through 5 and somewhat of an introduction, but what I'm going to do what I want to do is go a little deeper into chapter 1 instead of giving the other intro into the next chapters. I want to talk about a little deeper of defining freedom. And what does that mean to you? I think of the many ways that we don't even think about being free. We think about conforming. We think about what our parents taught us or didn't teach us, what we've learned in school, what we've learned from and being influenced by those around us. But how would we or you and us define freedom? And do you have the capability to define it without outside influence? Is it because freedom is maybe relative? Maybe freedom is something that it is definitely a personal definition. I am finding over and over in my years on this earth that freedom changes, that freedom looks different. And I'm no longer considering what it looks like for everybody else and what they tell me, the 3 steps, the 2 steps, the what you should do, because someone came up with it. And just like my book, this is my view. But I still, in this book, I'm asking you to define what freedom means to you. And wherever you are in life, and you could be in a great place, you can be in a place that you're at the bottom and you're working your way up. So what does freedom look like for you at this level? I would love for you to find that. I would love for it to look liberated for you. I think back, I'll just think of today. Freedom today is for me to be able to hop on and do a recording for this podcast as I sit looking out of a window, and it's the mountains and it's a little overcast. Well, it's a lot of overcast, and so the mountains are sometimes green, but today they look like a bluish gray because of the bluish gray clouds in the sky. But freedom is not just I can record and I can look out the window and see mountains. Freedom is also a state of mind. It's a state of mind. And I pause because that hits when you know it's not about where you are physically and what you can do physically. It is really about what is within you. What is not free? What is not free in your life that you are ready to free or find some freedom or find liberation? What is it that you have defined as it doesn't matter, but it does matter because your body is reacting. Even as you listen, your mind is reacting of, dang, what is freedom? Just the money I make? Is freedom just the place I live? Is freedom because I have love? Is freedom not to have love and to be free from love and in relationship and commitment and responsibility. So what does freedom mean to you? I want you to take a minute and I want you to find that and really find yourself. I would love for you to grab a piece of paper and to find it. At least if you're stuck, write down what freedom isn't. Is freedom not working 9 to 5? Or is freedom working in finding a 9 to 5? It's all what you need. It's all what you need today. And how powerful it would be, or it can be, if every day you redefine freedom. Every day, what does freedom look like today for me? Taking a nap, not talking, or talking, going out, staying in, eating this, not eating that, not listening to bad news, finding out what's going on in the world. Freedom. So I want you to do that today. I want you to, once this episode, and if you get that moment, make the moment where you can sit down and write down and define what freedom is, because it is multifaceted. It is multifaceted. There's so much going on in our lives, and every day, every minute we should check to see, am I living in the freedom that I say that I want for my life today? So when I wrote this book, it was about so many times how we're stuck within ourselves. The self-sabotaging, the overthinking, the underthinking, the things that we say we want but we forget about, the things we give into, the people we give into, how we give into ourselves, how we overlook who we are. On page 18, it says, the free woman knows that freedom isn't confined to external circumstances alone. It's not solely about breaking physical chains or shattering glass ceilings, although those are undeniably important aspects. True freedom begins within. It begins in the depths of your own mind and heart. It's the liberation from self-doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs. It's the audacity to dream, to set goals, and to pursue them relentlessly. But I'm going to ask, it's also the freedom to put your goals to the side for a minute, especially if you're overwhelmed, especially if your health is being affected and you're listening to your body. And you're not just chasing that dream to the detriment of your health. That's freedom. Freedom is about being in charge of your life. I'm going to say it again, the way that you see it, the way that you want it, to the rules that you are comfortable with in this moment. Things that don't harm you. Mentally, physically, financially. That's freedom. So the power of inner freedom, it's the cornerstone upon which you build your life, enabling you to navigate life's challenges with grace and unwavering resilience, regardless of external circumstances. It's the bedrock. The inner freedom is just the bedrock of where you are and what you form. I don't know about you, but, and if you hear it in my voice, it's a very, I don't know. I know what it is. I felt very confined with a thought that I had to deliver something that I really didn't agree with, that really didn't work for me. And I felt like it was more of a duty, an unnecessary duty. It didn't even have to be a duty, but it became a duty because I said yes to the duty. I got caught up in not looking at the big picture. I had the freedom to do it, but I didn't. And so I did finally look because it wasn't feeling good. And even though I know I could disappoint or feel like I'm letting someone down, so it's either me or them, me or that situation. And I had to choose, and not had to, I was supposed to choose me. And sometimes choosing yourself for what looks like freedom for you can be uncomfortable, especially if you're someone who's a pleaser, who you're not allowed at times to say no, maybe culturally, to someone that's older than you, or someone who is responsible for you, or your boss, or in charge of some way of your financial gain. But freedom comes with knowing that you can sit back and take a better, deeper, wider look at your life and say, that's not working for me. It worked for me yesterday, but it's not working for me today. And so that's why I think my voice is one of those kind of calm, kind of deep. I feel like I'm really deep. And then I did do some yoga today, so maybe I'm deep and opened up. But the point is, just because you said yes yesterday doesn't mean it has to be a yes today. You have that freedom to explore what works for you, what feels right, what goes right for today, what little other spice you want to add to your life to define what freedom is. I know that people say life is short, right? And in the scheme of things, when you think about it, it can be, especially if you're not living the life you want to live every day, and you look up and you're like, really? I'm sitting here and this is it? I should have did this. I should have did that. I should have been more this. I should have spoke up here. I should have been more loving. I should have went for that relationship. I should have got out of that relationship. I should have experienced more of, tantalizing my taste buds with different type of food. And I should have learned about other types of people in this world. I should have learned more about myself and stopped learning about other people in this world, wherever you are. I want you to reflect on the idea of what inner freedom means as a foundation for you to be free. And then I want you to also think about where this inner freedom can take you, to see yourself being in a different place because of your freedom, because of barriers are gone, because self-doubt is gone, because you're seeing yourself soaring instead of walking on, like a chicken can't fly. Well, they can fly a little, but not like the eagle. And I want you to consider the long-term and the short-term benefits of what your definition of freedom means to you. As you hear me turning the pages. And I went over this, I think in the episode before this, but here are some things to put into practice. The self-reflection journal, set aside time to write down how you're going to respond to expectations. When you're thinking about your definition of inner freedom, how will you now respond to these external expectations? Will you start questioning your beliefs? And I want you to do is question your belief about what freedom is and what people have put on you, or what you've allowed people to put on you. And what belief brought this on for you to feel that you had to do everything everybody told you to do or is expected you to do without even checking in with yourself and speaking up for yourself. And that leads to the third one, is setting personal boundaries. What are those boundaries? Set them. I love when I hear my clients talk about, oh man, I've got to set these boundaries. And you got to just set them, and you have to reset them, because sometimes you can get comfortable, or you need different types of boundaries for your life, because different things happen. It's not the same boundary that you started 10 years ago. Well, maybe it's something else now that you need to be more aware of. Be more cognitive of what is happening, how you've changed, and what a new boundary could be. Or there's a boundary that you need to let go. Because at that time and the fear that you walked in, you needed that boundary. But now you're stronger, and the boundary, is it necessary? Because now you can show up, and they won't even mess with you the same way, because you're not the same person that they came up against when you made that original boundary. So change happens. Things come. Things come to help us be free. I want you to open your heart and your mind to what's coming to you to help you be that free woman, that free person, to be free. All right, that was chapter 1 of The Free Woman, How to Live Free Every Day. I went through it very quickly. I would love for your support in purchasing this book on Amazon. Like I said, I'll put the link in the show notes. And please feel free, if you have any questions, reach out to us at hello@drcarlainc.com. It's hello@drcarlainc.com. And please share this podcast with someone you love, someone you don't love, someone who may need it, someone at work, someone in your life. And we would greatly appreciate it. All right, take care. I'll see you soon.